It's not just waking up early, it's becoming a new person. At 5 a.m., the world sleeps, and you start building your advantage. This is where your new identity is born. At 5 a.m., there's no noise, no text messages, no distractions. There's only silence. And in the silence, you finally hear what you really need to do. Your mind at 5 a.m. is different. It's cleaner, calmer, clearer. You haven't yet been touched by the chaos of the day, and you can think better than anyone else. Marco spent years waking up late, confused, and directionless. But everything changed when he realized his life would only change if he started before everyone else. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you know you have an advantage over others. Not because you're better, but because you're doing what they'll never do. It doesn't just change the time you open your eyes, it changes your relationship with your life. It puts you back in control. At this hour, the world isn't looking for you. No one's texting you. No one's calling you. It's the perfect time to focus on yourself, without interference. Your morning routine becomes your refuge, a ritual that mentally prepares you to dominate the day, not to endure it. True strength comes not when you fight, but before you fight. At 5 a.m., you train your mind to remain calm, stable, and clear. Most people change in the evening when they're already tired. Winners change in the morning when their minds are still pure. You're not fighting sleep. You're fighting the version of yourself that wants to stay comfortable. Marco understood this the first day he started. Tell me the truth. When was the last time you truly woke up for yourself? Not for work, not for obligation, but to build your life. When you start your day with order, everything else falls into place. Your decisions become clearer, and you find yourself doing things you used to put off for weeks. You'll notice that you don't collapse in the afternoon anymore. Your energy is stable, your mind is clear, and you can handle things calmly instead of exploding for nothing. You don't have to force yourself to be productive. It comes naturally. You started well, so you continue well. It's a positive domino effect that changes everything. When you're disciplined, you react differently. You don't snap, you don't get lost, you don't get overwhelmed. You look at the problem and say, I can handle this. When you stick to your commitments, your mind begins to trust you. And when you trust yourself, you become much harder to break. For Marco, the change didn't come all at once, but he began to see small improvements, more energy, more patience, more motivation. When you have discipline in one area of your life, you start to apply it everywhere. To work, to study, to relationships, to decisions. You become more solid. You no longer notice distractions. You notice them, yes, but they don't affect you. It's as if your mind has learned to filter out what you don't need. You realize you have much more time than you thought. Not because you've created new time, but because you've stopped wasting it. When you find balance, you don't have to force yourself to do the right things. It comes naturally. It's as if your body understands that this is your new path. Have you ever thought about how much you could change if you stopped living the same way every day? You're stronger than you think. Once you build discipline, it doesn't just stay in the morning. It follows you everywhere. It enters the way you walk, talk, think, and react to the world. When you live with more order, your body responds too. You have more strength, more stamina, more clarity. You no longer drag yourself along. You move with intention. You start talking to yourself better. Not with excuses, but with responsibility. Every thought becomes a direction rather than an obstacle. You no longer react impulsively. You remain calm, cool, and clear-headed. When others lose control, you retain power. When you're centered, even the way you work changes. It's cleaner, more direct, more precise. You no longer waste time on unnecessary things. You no longer do things randomly. Every gesture has weight. Every choice has a reason. This is how you build a new identity, day after day. When you change, what others see changes too. You're no longer the same. You're more serious, more composed, more focused. The day no longer slips through your fingers. You know what you have to do, when to do it, and why. Live with intention, no longer automatically. You no longer walk without knowing where you're going. Every day you move toward something, and that feeling is priceless. When you organize your mind, your life begins to flow. Opportunities, ideas, energy, everything flows better. Not because the world has changed, but because you have changed. You no longer choose what gives you immediate pleasure. You choose what builds you. Your decisions become smarter, more solid, more mature. You look back and realize you're no longer the same confused person you were before. You're stronger, more stable, more aware. The old you no longer belongs to you. Others are starting to see it too. You don't talk about change, you show it. And that's a sign you're truly maturing. Remember this: discipline doesn't take away your freedom. It gives it to you. And every day you choose to improve yourself, you're choosing your life, not theirs. If you truly want to change, you're in the right place. Subscribe to our channel, stay with us, and build your discipline every day. Your new beginning starts now.